Welcome to tonight's episode of the four of us playing Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Jack. I'll be the dungeon master tonight. These are my fabulous companions.
Woo woo.
I've been looking at an empty tripod this whole time.
Yeah, it's that one.
Woo, we see you.
Not the empty tripod.
So we are the WorldSmith team. WorldSmith is an online tool for dungeon masters who are in a hurry, need some help. It's an AI D&D content generator that's been curated by a fantastic team of developers to help get you what you need as fast as it can. It's got unique generators for monsters, magic items, encounters, campaigns even are coming, I hear.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of great stuff. It's an awesome tool. As a lifelong DM, I love having the option to whip up some stuff real quick when I need a helping hand, and WorldSmith is great at that. Tonight's game is sort of a magic school expedition. The three of our heroes here are going to be going on a little expedition. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves and your characters real quick, and then we'll get started.
All right, perfect. As you guys know, my name is Felix Vance. My nickname is Slip. So I am a few years older than you guys in school. We didn't know each other super well, but we saw each other briefly on the Blink Ball field.
That's right.
Where it's all matters. I was our star flicker player for a long time, and just when you guys were kind of starting on the team, there was a really horrible event. I ended up getting kicked out of school. I got in a lot of trouble, had a really bad game, and you guys don't really know all of the details, but since we've graduated, we've kind of reconnected, knowing that we're just kind of looking for odd jobs to pay off college debt and stuff like that. But yeah, I am a half elf. And I'm a rogue.
That's awesome. Nice to meet you, Flick. I am Darwin Manastorm. I am a Tempest cleric who majored in theology and minored in meteorology, hence the subclass. I was a warden on our Blink Ball team. In my opinion, the most valuable position, right?
Whoa,
MVP.
Let's pump the brakes there.
I
Carry
believe
on.
we played in the same season, but you know I'm sure I'll be excited to meet Flick in the near future. My race is a human. I'm a cleric. I'm ready to bump some heads. Let's beat them up.
Okay, so I'm playing as Tivo, who is a human warlock, who basically just told his family, and they all thought he was a high achiever. So like, oh, you gotta go to college, and it's like, it's too expensive, da da da. And little did he know that the entire village banded together and made like a GoFundMe and basically crowdsourced his tuition. It was like, here, go to university. And then he was like, how long go to university? He spent it all on whatever, and then realized how terrible that blowing all that money was that the village put together. So he signed a deal with a fiend to get A, powers so he could show that he'd gone to university, and then B, the enough tuition to go to the university so if anybody stopped by, that he could have a good explanation. While he was there, he found the Blink Ball team. He was a basher playing on the defensive side of things. You know, they don't get any of the glory. They don't really get the recognition, and but they get concussions. Yeah, and my character's motivation, essentially, Tivo's motivation, is just don't let anybody find out you spent all that money on stupid stuff, and just carry on throughout life, trying to make it up as you go along. So obviously his major is undecided.
Made a deal with the devil to get through college. That's awesome.
No, I'm talking about my character.
Oh, that's relatable.
Background information, these are 5th level characters, and we are playing 5th edition D&D still. We haven't made the switch to 2024 rulebooks. But with all that out of the way, we can get started.
Let's go.
The Everpath Academy is a university town at this point, where the school has been built and deconstructed enough times that there are ruins that go down for miles. Tunnels with classrooms and experiment halls and research rooms and dormitories, all these things that just expand into a labyrinthine dungeon underneath the college, where a lot of times important things are misplaced. Professors get lost, professors forget to come surface when the college gets rebuilt after a disaster, and every now and then they get inklings of some powerful artifact or item that's been left down there that you could pick up, return to the school for a hefty sum knocked off of what you owe. That's what the three of you have been assigned to do today. There is a rumor that there's a stone of magical power in an old experiment hall for one of the science laboratories downstairs. They've sent you into the sewer tunnels to try and find your way down there. Your only clue is that the water gets warmer the closer you get to where they found the signs of this magical artifact existing. Normally, the whole system is run with cold water, it helps control things, but the warmer you get, the better you're doing. At the moment, you stand in a stone tunnel, taller than you, but your knees are covered up to the top of your boots in sludge as you go through this filthy water. It's not full sewage water. This is like food waste and alchemical waste, all these things that the university byproducts just cast off. It still smells pretty rank. And as you navigate this tunnel, the drift globe that you were given to help guide you on your adventure lights two options. You can see a corrugated iron waygate that's been welded into the wall, preventing you from following the water where it flows. And farther down, there's a wooden beam, mineshaft style entrance that you can see was used for maintenance at one point, but has long since stood abandoned. It is now boarded up, and you'd have to find your own way past that. You know what you're looking for, and you know that the best direction to go is down. Other than that, every option is up to you. So, where do you gentlemen begin?
How warm is the water currently?
It's fairly cold. Imagine leaving the tap on the cold setting.
Cool. Perfect.
You won't freeze to death.
All right. So looking at this, I'll start by asking, does anyone have a way to get through a metal gate? I guess.
I'm like casually flicking my knife, my dagger in my hand. I'm just like, I don't think this thing can cut through anything like that.
I mean, I can summon a hammer big enough to break through it all.
You were a flicker, were you?
Yeah, I can. I could teleport through, but unfortunately, I don't think I could take you guys with me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
He's out of
That is
season.
out of prime.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Lost his step.
I look pretty upset. I'm just like down to the ground.
I mean, I can also get through. I know Misty Step, but I don't know if I want to go through all that trouble if we're going to be leaving you behind. So
None of you guys can take me with you. Isn't that the point of being a flicker?
yeah,
I just like kind of grunt and I'm like, look, I don't want to talk about it, man. I'm like, why don't we just try out this other exit?
I don't know.
kinda
It
start
looks
walking
ghetto.
I mean, hey, listen, if you can't do it, then you can't do it. We're just not going to have him back on.
I'm just gonna start like walking towards the wooden one already and just like kind of in a huff.
Yeah.
All right. Mess with his cornflakes.
Tivo,
Alright.
you don't want to try and bash this one down?
No, it seems like my option's already been decided for me. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just
Alright.
move along.
Slip. All right, man.
Slips in charge.
All right, there are
University said.
wooden boards that have been hammered and nailed. You could duck under them and just go. You know that these maintenance shafts are used by teams to levy equipment up and down. There's usually a pulley with a cart somewhere. Otherwise, it looks just like another shaft in a tunnel.
Onward, fearless leader.
Yeah. Does it look like it's a hazard to just try to weasel our way through?
How light is your character?
I mean, I'm wearing chainmail.
Tempest cleric in chainmail.
I was a pretty beefy guy in my prime days. Can I just, I have a warhammer. Can I just bash through this old wood?
Go for it. Let's get an
Cool.
attack roll against these.
Attack
wooden boards.
roll. Okay. 22.
Easily
Oh my
break
goodness.
through. The boards come away. They have been here for a long time. The wood is rotted. And as you bash through, your first few steps carry you, and you can feel the ground here is smoother. The sediment that's been carried into and out of this tunnel has formed a much smoother cement than the purposeful construction of the rest of the tunnel.
Yeah, I'll push forward and I'll warn everyone. Careful, guys. It's a bit slippery here.
As you slide down the first few inches, you can see where the shaft opens up, and a single chain is suspended from the ceiling, ending in a bucket that only goes down about 7 feet. This is the kind of bucket that you would fill with like mining materials if you were creating this tunnel. But at the moment, it doesn't extend all the way down. It looks like the mechanism pardon me, The mechanism up above you hasn't let the pulley loose in a long time. The chains are rusted and ancient.
Someone want to help me with this? I'm just gonna grab the chain, like give it some tugs, and hope that it kind of sorts itself out.
Okay. You are familiar enough with simple machines to know that with the rust up above you, the problem isn't something you're going to yank here. But if you can get up to it's probably 10 feet above where you're standing, there's a mechanism you could fool with to try and break free from the rust or get the chain moving in another way.
I'll kind of like follow him and I'll be like, I could climb up there and try and jimmy that thing around if you want.
All right, man, your funeral.
I'll fearlessly leap onto the chain.
Okay, let's get an acrobatics roll for that.
The bottomless pit below you.
All right, acrobatics. That is a 16.
Devo, your stomach drops as you see Flick takes a step and leaps, grabs the chain, and it looks like he's holding for a second before he starts to slip and he lands in the bucket. The whole chamber shudders with a thud that resounds throughout the area. And then Flick begins to climb and gets right up to the spot where he needs to. Let's get a sleight of hand roll as well to see if you can jimmy this thing out of its rusted enclosure.
All right, 19.
All right. As you get there, you use your knife and you're chipping away at this rust. You feel it give, and then the chain begins to slide with you hanging on.
Jump on?
You have a moment to react before you begin to fall with this system.
Okay, so is the chain...
And you can see that at this point, as the cart begins to go down with Flick attached, there's another side of the chain racing up on the other side to counteract the pull.
I feel like I'm gonna hurt my hands grabbing that chain. Is there a way we can just grab him off, like right before he falls down, or is he already too deep to like grab?
No, you have a moment to try and pull this off.
And I can try and jump at them too, right?
Let me get. We'll just do this as a group check. You guys can do athletics, strength if you want to try and grab him.
I'm gonna be focusing on grabbing him
again.
Are you wanting to go down with him?
Yes, I thought the whole point we were trying to go down. Down's where the warm water is.
We gotta slow the chain down first.
It sounds like getting there faster would be nice. 19.
11.
Just a 13.
Okay. Fortunately, Tivo is strong enough to grab the both of you as you fall forward, reaching for Flick. You get him, and then feel yourself lurch. Tivo's got one hand on the back of your belt, the other hand on his warhammer. As he blinks it, and then slows the other chain down, and you're all able to go with the cart.
Oh my goodness.
Easy money. Easy money.
This is why we had you as Basher, man.
I appreciate it, guys. I look a little shaken.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, though. I mean,
good job. You're
gonna be all a little angsty there for a second, but that was pretty cool.
Got a little overconfident, but glad you guys had my back.
Yeah. Are we seeing anything as we're flying? I mean, how fast are we? Are we like?
No, you're able to get into the cart, grab the other chain, and then make your way down together.
All right.
Which puts us at the opening to a large, semi-natural cavern. You can see where there are ruins of classroom equipment, chalkboards and bashed mannequins, carts with supplies, classroom benches, as you can see on the battle map, and a much more open space for you to explore. The cave is dark. The only light so far comes from your drift globe, which blinks as you reach this floor, and you can hear the familiar voice of Professor Cadmus Cooper chirping out of it. Ah, you made it down to the next floor. Good job. I was worried. Last team had an incident with a giant spider. I won't bore you with the details. Supposedly it was all taken care of. The signal was coming from an antechamber probably 200 feet in front of you. Don't mess it up. Good luck.
Why don't you go in front of us, Professor?
Blink. And he signs off. The globe illuminates and centers itself here in the middle of the room, where you can see the uncanny group of mannequins that have been washed by these sewer waters over the course of the years that this room and the different rooms of this, we're going to call it a dungeon, even though it's, ruined university classroom materials. Mannequins sit in a pile at the center of this room. I'll indicate it just with one of my black pogs. a colossus of limbs, probably 10 feet by 10 feet, where you can see they're all stacked on top of one another, and the water that flows through them and towards this other area gives off a scent of life. There's algae growing here. The water has significantly warmed since you were a floor above. As you take your first steps, there are creatures that, as they're illuminated, jump into the water and swim away. This is a much livelier area than most of the times you've explored.
What kind of creatures are we talking? Are we saying like little frogs
Roll
or something?
nature.
All right, cool. 10.
Yeah, these frogs, lizards, who knows? They're making very soft plops as they land in the water. They're probably
Frogs.
gentle,
Probably.
That's all they are.
gentle
Very
sewer
kind.
frogs.
That's what a tin gets us.
I'm not very reassured by his saying that there's frogs. I just want to summon a spear real quick.
Yeah.
He's coping.
I'm gonna be like, it sounds kind of like a frog, but not be like super confident at all.
Okay.
You can tell he thinks it's a frog.
All right. Who goes first?
I could scout out over to the right side if you guys
Excellent.
want.
That sounds like a
Stealthily,
good
yeah.
idea. You do that.
Cool. I'm just gonna try and stealthily go over to the right side. Just following this path.
Can we just follow slightly behind?
Absolutely.
At least me.
I'm right behind you.
Okay. Here you go.
I rolled a stealth check just in case it
Okay,
matters.
let me
but
get that stealth score.
it's 29.
Oh my
Ooh.
goodness, dude.
Starting at level 5 is
Stretches
fun.
my
It is.
It's crazy. As you push through this way, the water flows back against you. You're pushing and pushing and pushing, and as you break through, you remember that that's weird because the water should all flow this way. The water gets shallower as you take another step forward, and you look down to see the rest of it rushing past your ankles in the wrong direction. As the three of you turn around together, you see a hulking form behind you.
Oh,
Pure water sits and idles. Vaguely human for a split second. You can see shoulders and a head form. It lolls back and forth as it makes eye contact with you before settling down, and the water level equalizes. So the shape of the water elemental rises up behind you as this whole area, there are levels of water that continue to trickle down, but it is obvious that a significant portion of it is the mass of this thing that has appeared in the space that just a second ago you were walking through.
Wait, is it just
Do
is
we
it
need
just
to
like
roll
watching?
initiative?
It's like
It is
Moana
just
style.
watching
Just
you. Mhm.
I'm gonna like slowly back away out of its view if possible behind that rock.
Don't look behind you. Okay, and I'm like also backing off.
Okay.
Stay still.
I want to glance behind me and see it, and then I want to touch it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I just want to touch it.
Oh no.
This is like a gentle caress.
No,
or...
just literally tip of my finger.
Okay. You reach forward to touch
Very
the water
slow.
elemental. You can see it quivers and backs away just a little bit. You would have to take a step forward to try and make physical contact.
Eesh, just trying to see how warm it is. That's good. I'll just back away. Yeah, I'll just follow my buddies.
It's a nice
the water
water
elemental
elemental.
settles.
Yeah.
The water around you reaches leg height again, and you can feel the continued rush towards the next room.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna dip my hand down in the water now. Yeah, it feels as warm as everything.
Oh, sorry, it's because I peed. My bad.
Put some of that in a cup. Okay. What's next?
The opening to the next room is in this corner, although there is the rest of this area if you'd like to explore it at all.
Not.
Slip? Where are you headed?
I'll do a quick cursory glance just around from this
Okay,
position
you're
where I'm
about
at.
10 feet from the mannequin pile,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
and you can see that
absolutely
there are
not.
2 classroom benches that have been successfully wedged by the water against these rock walls to produce actual areas where you can get up out of the water.
Interesting.
Mm.
Anything super exciting that I see at all?
Lit by the drift globe and still with a surface of water over the floor, there's nothing obvious that you can make out.
All right.
This place used to be a classroom.
Uh,
There are ruins
So,
of an older
the way
generation of school.
the university constantly gets itself in trouble. Alchemists are blowing things up. conjurers are bringing in demons, devils, monsters, elephants, and things get trampled and wrecked. The spirit of the university, there's an almost arcane element to the buildings themselves that helps reconstruct itself. Howl's Moving Castle style.
And it
There is
just builds
constantly a
over.
bigger castle up on top that's alive and bustling, and the areas underneath become decrepit and forgotten, and you build on top of it. And with the growth of the university, the city around the university has grown as well, leading to this network of the sewer tunnels that are helped maintained by the spirit of the university. Also contain the refuse of old classrooms. There are entire buildings, entire colleges that have been forgotten as different magical sciences are pursued and whatnot. So this area you can see has mannequins from some previous, maybe they were enchanters, maybe
Design
they
class.
were using the things for
Cosmetics.
target practice, who knows. There's chalkboards, there's pews, but the most important now that you can see are a stack of mannequins all stuck together, and then little areas where you can get out of the water, which is rising.
What?
Where it was up to
Interesting.
maybe your mid calf earlier, it's getting closer to knee level as you explore this area.
Okay, I'm gonna step behind Slip, and I'm just gonna like softly whisper as he's staring at the mannequins. Don't even think about it, bro. Don't even think about it.
I'm gonna be like kind of scared. I'm gonna say I didn't notice you coming up and be like, whoa.
It's good. It's just me.
And I'm gonna be like, all right, let's just keep going in the direction that.
Of
Gentlemen, any progress?
no,
You've been down there nearly half an hour.
and the water moved.
It does tend to do that on a slope.
Yeah,
Very
no,
observant.
no,
Good
it
luck.
moved away. Oh, great. Dang it. Gotta love our distinguished faculty.
Tenured professors,
Yeah.
right, man?
Yeah.
As you
I-
reach this spot, you can tell that the water that was flowing in this direction, as though towards that cave, is actually in a big spiral
Oh,
Uh-oh.
joy.
around the mannequins. It looks like it's struggling to drain.
Wait a second. We could go deeper if there's a drain underneath the mannequins. That might be why they all piled up.
Ah,
Does seem like there's a clog too.
So,
right.
this is on you, right?
Absolutely.
got it?
I'm gonna very tentatively walk forward and just kind of start poking around the mannequins.
Yeah, as he's
Um,
doing that, I just want to come through this
trying
ways.
to
right
declog
here.
this.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
So you mess with the first mannequin.
Uh-huh.
Your heart's kind of pounding in your chest as you grab for the wood, and it's just wood. And you push and pry it off. And what are you doing with it?
I'm just gonna kind of put them to the side next to me.
Okay.
See if it changes the water at all.
So you mess with these mannequins, and as you lift one by one, there's broken arms and legs. There's a whole torso. You can't quite find an entire mannequin until you reach the very bottom, where a single well-preserved mannequin sits, and you can see the pedestal that it's on is just blocking the storm drain that normally would let this room drain.
Stab it.
I'm gonna say, easy solution. I'm gonna reach down, pick it up, and put it next to me as well.
Yeah, you reach down, you grab it, you put it to the side. As you let go, your hands adhere to the surface.
Oh
of
my
the
God.
mannequin.
Oh, of course, it had to be something.
Doesn't quite come
Oh
with you.
no, it's a mimic.
Oh
Oh, it's
no!
always a
The
mimic.
wooden surface of the mannequin
Oh,
sticks to your fingers as the dozen eyes open up, and the mannequin's torso balloons into a wide open mouth.
Do we see this?
And I will roll initiative, and
Oh,
I will have
no.
you roll initiative.
Gosh, dang.
Ooh, nat 20.
I got a nat 20.
That's pretty awesome. I'm at 11.
I got a 12.
oh
no. It makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it's
You're a
fair,
little
yeah.
surprised.
You're-
I'm also
Alright.
like way far back, so I'm just like watching.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, I can
you're
actually
like,
do this.
We're probably looking at each other like, get a load of this guy.
This dude. He didn't think it was a mimic.
I'm gonna kill this mimic and it's gonna be like the water elemental spit
Yeah,
or
so,
something.
the natural adhesive of the mimic does leave you grappled currently.
Oh,
Gosh,
Uh,
dang.
the way that mimics work, you are grappled until you make the escape. Fortunately, mimics are pretty slow and dumb, so you'll be able to go first, TiVo, and then we'll move on from there. We'll have Darwin and Flick right after.
Am I close enough to run and make a melee attack?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I've
I will say everything is difficult terrain that's not those benches specifically.
which
So you are
means-
Half
double. Yeah, it's double cost for movement, or you move half your total speed. So normally you could go 6 squares, you can only go 3 right now.
We're gonna
Okay.
have disadvantage on attack rolls as well.
Not because of the difficult terrain.
Okay, is that's but I can still get there.
You can
without
still
double-
get there.
Okay, sweet. Because I just have my spear,
1, 2 squares, and you're there.
and I am absolutely just going to stab at this thing twice with my thirsting blade.
Let's get those 2 attack rolls.
Okay. Oh,
Let's go.
There we go.
plus 7, 26,
Okay.
and 25.
Nice. Those will both hit.
Love
Roll
it.
damage for me.
Dope. Spear's a d6.
I believe so.
Plus your
Plus-
relevant modifier.
My charisma modifier plus my +1 for improved pack weapon.
There you go.
So
Nice.
plus 4. 10.
Let's
There
go.
we go.
10.
Oh!
Money.
Impressive.
20
Yeah, I'm
damage.
just taking this dude for.
Right.
I don't like mannequins.
That brings us to you.
Okay, so seeing my friend just shatter the back into this wood, at least I hope it did some damage. I'm gonna get a
Really?
little bit closer, and I'm gonna toll the dead, which means it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Absolutely. It's going to try its absolute best. And that is a 9.
Let's
Oh.
go. So it fails. It's missing hit points, so it takes 1d12 12 necrotic
Gosh
damage.
dang.
Oh my
You're rolling
goodness.
well.
Get it.
All right.
Wow.
You are grappled. Let's see what
I'm just
you
gonna
can
try
do.
and escape.
You'll have advantage because it's taken so much damage.
We rolled max
2
3
sevens.
times.
Great.
That's
Um,
not quite.
Yeah.
For
Do
a
I?
total of,
Is this just what is it?
I
for
believe-
escape?
You can use
can-
acrobatics or athletics for
Mhm.
grapple checks.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. I'll use acrobatics, and that'll bring me to Am I blind? Oh yeah. That'll take me to an 11.
Very good. Not good enough though.
Great.
As this thing starts to
Teleport,
chomp
teleport.
at you,
Oh my
No.
gosh.
as you're still grappled, it's going to attempt a bite attack, and that is a 16 to try and get you.
It hits.
As it sinks its teeth in, you can feel a slight burning as you take first. Where are all of my dice? There they are. You're going to take 4 piercing damage, and then an additional. Sorry to do this to you, night 1.
It's good.
There it is. That's 8 acid damage.
All
as your
right.
Flesh
Yeah.
starts to
It's
corrode.
it's
on
hurting
you.
me. I'm
Ooh,
just
the sniff is
wailing.
terrible.
The next thing you notice is that with this thing in your arms and out of this area, you can hear the whirlpool around you start to go as the water element is being flushed back down the drain.
Oh,
Um,
nice to see you, bud.
there's still enough water that it is difficult terrain. But we'll go back to Tivo's turn and see if this thing can pull anything off before its time is up.
Hate to not know this, but with my packed weapon, can I change its shape right at the beginning?
I
Or is that
believe
all?
that's an action. I'm
Okay.
not 100% sure.
I will just take your word for that. I'm gonna get real creative here and stab it twice again.
Let's see those rolls.
Okay.
If it works, it works.
Oh god,
It
11.
doesn't work this time.
Nat 20.
It
All
works.
right,
There we
let's see
go.
the damage on the crit. Roll the die twice, and we'll double, and that'll be how we double it.
Okay, with no modifier, right?
And then
Okay.
we'll add the modifier on top
Okay.
of the double dice.
Okay, 5. So 10 plus.
Oh, I think it's just 3
4.
plus 2.
That's what I'm saying. So
Plus
it's
those
5.
modifiers.
Oh,
And
plus
then we're-
4?
Yeah,
Okay, so 9 damage?
9 damage. Oh, and that's doubled.
Yeah,
okay,
the
I thought
dice is
that was
doubled.
doubled, and then the modifier.
Yeah.
So what you do is you roll the dice. So there's different ways to handle it. I
Uh-huh.
like to have you roll the dice twice. I think
Okay.
it's kind of fun. That's the
Yes.
game part. And then we'll add your modifier there. And the only part that gets doubled is you rolled twice.
Does
that make sense?
Oh,
There we
I
go.
see.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you
cool.
get 2d6.
It's good. It's been a
plus
while
4.
since we were at the table.
Okay, so
Yeah.
5, 9. So,
All right. Matthew, you can.
He's good.
Sorry, not Matthew. This is Flick.
Flick.
Flick, you can feel
Slip. Close. Felix.
I thought you switched it. when you
Felix
started playing
and
Flick.
Slip.
No, his
He's a
position is
flicker.
I'm a flicker.
So
Whose
Wait,
name
wait,
is
the
Flick?
flicker.
I don't know.
I thought you did that to yourself.
I might have
literally
called
erased
myself
Slip and
Listen, we
put
don't
Flick
know him
there.
all that
I
well.
might have
If
called
we-
him Flick
if-
I might have called myself
That's
Flick.
my bad.
It's
If we
If we
possible.
call him Flick, it's just another nickname.
Yeah.
You know? It's just
It's
what
his
it is.
position.
It's Felix the Flicks Slip Flicker.
Which is going to turn into Flip at some point. We're doomed. Anyways, you can feel that the vibrancy with which it's chomping at you is significantly diminished.
Mm.
The
Oh, nice.
adhesive is not.
Interesting.
And I did this
We're
wrong
gonna kill
earlier.
it, you're gonna
You
stuck.
normally have a disadvantage trying to escape.
Oh,
So we'll balance that out and give you neither
cool.
on your next turn. But for now, it's Darwin.
Make a wisdom save.
Here we
Tolling the
go.
dead again.
That is a nat
We are
20.
so creative.
You
Never
make a
mind.
wisdom save.
Didn't work, you guys.
Perfectly.
You're like,
It worked really well the first time. You doing
Um,
okay? Gnawing on your leg.
it's like seeping
Yeah.
into your skin.
Alright.
So you said I won't have either on this turn.
No
to try to
advantage, no
escape.
disadvantage.
Alright.
So you've just got the straight shot.
Shouldn't I still just have disadvantage though? If I
Because he crit.
oh
on the
okay,
thing.
cool. All right, cool. That is a 17.
You break out.
Nice.
You're able
Oh,
to
that's
nice.
burst free from the adhesion
Let's get it.
and take a step back. But that uses your action. Do you want to move at all?
I will use my bonus action to disengage.
That's right,
And
you're a
then
rogue.
just kind of back up a little.
That'll do.
Cool.
The mimic does not want that to work at all. Unfortunately, it only has a speed of 15 feet, so we're gonna say it can't quite get to you,
Cool.
and it's gonna turn its adhesive tongue on your friend who's been stabbing you in the back for the last 2 minutes.
Darn.
That mimic is
Let's see
terrifying.
if it can pseudopod.
It's
you.
all those
Awesome.
eyes.
That's 16 to hit you, Tyson.
Yeah.
All right. You take 6 bludgeoning damage, and you can feel as the pseudopod of this mimic, which we're gonna just say is its tongue for the moment, the tongue slaps you in the belly,
Ooh.
and you can feel it pull itself towards you with its teeth,
Oh,
as it's going to attempt to bite on the next turn. Before then, you get a chance to move.
Okay. It's coming at me, right?
Oh, it's coming right at you.
Sticking the spear straight down over the tongue. I'm
Okay.
just trying to impale this thing on itself.
Say ah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just
Alright.
sticking it right down.
All right, let's see an attack roll.
All right. Nat 20.
Okay.
I
Dang,
am
dude.
rolling.
As
Oh,
this thing
holy
rushes
cow.
at you, let's see the damage on the nat 20.
Now that
There we go.
10, 14.
That's
14.
good.
That's
That's
great.
really good.
Excellent.
Some awesome rolls out of the gate with you.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Ones.
You can
Usually
feel the mimic start to puddle. Significant portions of its biomass are losing their, cellular cohesion and falling away in a sort of advanced necrosis.
Dope.
You still have a second attack to make before your turn is over.
Okay.
Crazy.
Is it currently impaled on my thing, or is it?
Yeah, you can see like the parts of it that are able to produce the adhesive
Mhm.
mucus are so shredded that your spear went straight through it, and you could pull it out without any effort at all.
Okay, excellent. It has a lot of eyes, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm finding the
shoot.
biggest, nastiest one, and I'm just going to stab
Oh,
straight
man.
down onto one of the eyes.
Okay.
Love it.
I think that's a dirty 20. No. No, hold on.
It's gonna hit. Let's see the
Yeah.
damage just in case.
7.
How do you want to do this?
There we go,
yes!
dude.
First
All right.
one.
I'm just stabbing, and this is just my packed weapon, yeah, my spear. I'm just stabbing straight down as hard as I can, and it lodges straight through the eyes. I'm just going to snap off half of the spear and just jam the rest of it through.
Yeah, that works. Before you're even able to finish, the whole thing disintegrates into a pile of goop.
Goes to each. There's nothing there.
There's a really great moment where the thing gargles and screams as its eye gets plunged into,
Excellent.
and then melts away, and with the elemental washes down the drain. At this point, you can see little trinkets all over the ground. Rings and
Trinkets!
baubles and half bitten off pieces of chalk, wrappers and old memorabilia cards. There are so many things that just got washed down this
I
drain.
wonder if there's any blink ball cards.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Where can you find mine?
Uh,
I don't
The
think there's
shiniest of which is a beautiful silver and sapphire ring wedged underneath the corner of that bench.
I'm diving on it. Just diving on it.
Let's roll initiative for it. I'm just kidding.
Why do I feel like this is like another mimic or something?
It's the mimic's baby.
The reason
All
you
of
feel like
these.
that is because this bench is another mimic.
Oh,
And when both of these benches wake up.
Oh my god.
Tyson, you said you dove right for that
Right
ring.
for it. Like,
As-
listen, I've got insatiable greed. I see shiny. I want shiny. I die.
As you touch the ring, it swivels towards you and opens up into a single staring eye.
The
I'm
ring?
gonna say the ring was an
Oh my
eyeball.
gosh.
You are prone next to this
Oh,
other mimic.
God.
As combat is
said
going
my
to
greed would
continue,
cost
Darwin,
me.
it is your turn.
Greed killing us.
There is no longer difficult terrain.
There we go.
I'm just prone.
So this water is drained out, correct?
Mhm.
I'm just gonna
Electrocute it.
say screw this. I'm gonna 5, 10. I'm gonna line myself up with both mimics.
Nice knowing you, man.
Yeah.
I'm
just
going.
screaming, rolling on the ground.
I'm going to use my destructive wrath to do full damage on this lightning bolt that I'm gonna cast through both of
There we
these
go.
guys.
Don't miss, don't miss,
Okay,
don't miss,
there
don't
we
miss.
go.
They need
dude.
to make a dexterity saving throw,
Let's
both
see.
of them.
Mimics get a +1 of their saves, so the closer mimic is going to get a total of 6.
Let's
The
go.
further mimic
Go.
ends up with a total of 15.
Okay,
Ooh.
so further one succeeds. So I don't even need a roll because it's max damage.
True.
So it's 48 damage that this one takes.
Oh my
And
gosh.
Holy
24 damage that this one takes.
Holy smokes.
All right, yeah.
I only could do one of those a day.
Is
Want some
Tyson in the
extra
line, or are you able to get
D8s?
past him? Do you
It's-
know?
I don't have to roll.
Put me in the
just
line.
max.
Do you know? Does Tyson's position put him in the firing line?
I was
With
I
your-
was
It's on
I was
me,
hoping
right?
I could position it so that it doesn't
Let's
hit him.
see.
Electricity's a fickle mistress.
Yeah.
We're gonna say you are able to do that.
Wait,
Thank
you.
is it touching me though?
It is touching you. Mimics' bodies. Fun fact: they're
Don't say that.
Well,
like
listen.
homunculi.
Uh-huh.
They're not made of very conductive materials.
Excellent.
So you can
Yeah,
feel a
that's
slight
good.
tingle,
Uh-huh.
but it's not
Yeah.
as bad as like.
Your tongue is
Yeah,
numb.
yeah.
It tastes like metal.
Feels like a
Eyebrows are a little
storm.
bit.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you're not touching one of the bits of the mimic that are imitating metal.
Oh,
If you were doing that, you'd be in much worse shape.
that's good.
That's good.
Good thing it was only a ring for a second.
Oh, it's an eyeball. now.
Is it dead?
Oh, it is not dead. It is your turn.
All right, cool. I'm going to shoot straight for this one back there, and I'm
Okay.
just gonna shoot firebolt at
Let's
it.
see the damage, or let's see the
Firebolts.
hit roll.
Yeah, firebolt,
If
not
they said
fireball.
fireball, I was like,
No, unfortunately, I wish it were. That is a 14.
That will beat the natural armor of the mimic. Let's see
I love it.
damage.
Let's go. Which one are you attacking?
I'm just attacking this far
Okay.
back
the one that's not strangling me.
That is a 9 for damage.
All right. Perfect.
And
Mimics.
I'm just gonna also kind of start to run closer. Just position myself right there.
Right on. This mimic is going to let go of Tyson and leap at this mage that just tried to get him.
Hey.
Oh.
The other one is going to see the easy prey
Yeah.
and go
Oh, no.
for it.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
makes
a
sense. That's
pseudopod
what I would
attack
do.
against both of you. For Darwin, it's trying to hit you with a 14.
Doesn't hit. I got
There we
18.
go.
Hit your 18. armor
18,
class.
really?
Yeah, I got shield.
And Tivo, I'm coming at you with a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that would have hit half.
All right. Pseudopod damage is going to be
A lot.
5 bludgeoning damage as this tongue lashes out at you. With you
Chill.
prone, you see the other one dart away before you hear the wet squelching sound of the other
Ugh.
one. You turn to look, and the tongue
Ah,
grabs you in the face
Johnny.
and pulls itself
Now I
towards you.
can use verbal spells.
Now it's your turn.
Okay. Need my mouth to cast a lot of spells.
I believe it. It's
I do.
Verbal component.
Yeah. Spear still in hand.
Spear is still in hand.
This is the one thing they always tell you not to do. Is how close is the actual body of the mimic besides the
Oh,
tongue?
you can feel it's coming at you. It's like
All right.
there's a significant force behind the tongue that just grabbed you.
Okay.
And you know the tongue can only get to be, 5 to 8 feet long.
Yeah. I am
Little tiny thing.
stabbing down with the spear, trying to pin it to the ground.
Okay,
Oh,
you
shoot.
were prone when it attacked you, so you're on the
Yeah,
ground with
I'm
it. So you're
aiming
gonna
to get away
try
from
and-
me.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
see an attack
like-
roll. I'm gonna say for the moment you have the blinded condition because of the way that this is
Absolutely,
coming
that
at
makes
you.
so much
You have
sense.
disadvantage, but
Yeah,
you can still attack.
and I attack twice.
Mhm.
So first attack. Well,
With disadvantage, just in case.
Disadvantage.
jeez,
Wow.
it got worse.
That one's
Okay.
not doing great.
That's a 10.
Not quite good enough.
Yeah.
Come on, you got
All right.
this, you got
and then
this.
Next attack.
Oh, it was a
There goes the
50.
disadvantage, man. Yeah.
That's a
That
one.
one.
Twist with the spear, you lose your grip just a little bit, and as you pull to try and get something with it, you lose your grip, and it tumbles away
gosh,
into
dang.
the unknown.
Well beyond my grip. Yeah.
Darwin,
Okay.
back to you.
Joy to the world.
Seeing TiVo with a mimic tongue in its mouth, I'm just go, you just made out with a mimic. And then I'm gonna bash bash this mimic with my warhammer. Probably misses 10.
That is a miss.
Alright, that's my turn, so I'll just keep him at bay with my shield.
First round, 48 damage. Next.
0.
I'm gonna get a little bit concerned, and I'm just gonna run towards him. And I'm going to attack. He is grappled. Do I get or should I not?
No, you still get sneak attacks.
Alright,
He's
cool.
not incapacitated.
Yeah.
Alright.
He is actively in combat.
Alright, sweet. Dang it. Alright. That is a 10 or a 13.
That'll
So.
still hit.
Sweet.
Oh, let's
There
go.
we go. Alright.
I love that sneak attack damage.
That's so nice, dude. Oh, and 2 6s. All right, so that is for a total of 14, 19 damage.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna be like trying to slash across the tongue
Mhm.
where it's kind of grabbing him.
All right,
that was
hoping
my
to
idea.
free him.
You stab into the tongue, and your blade adheres there. You're tearing through this thing, but it is not ready to give up yet, as it uses its teeth to try and bite at Tyson. Tivo, you're going to
Get
get
hit.
hit with a nat 20.
Oh my
no.
God.
These things can do damage.
You know what? That's karma, though. I was beating up on the
You
one.
really murdered
They
that
saw
first
that.
one.
They saw that, and they're like, "I."
They took it personal.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You
I
died
should-
for that ring too.
I have a spell that gives me better AC. and more
14
hit
piercing
points.
damage.
Oh.
And then the acid hits.
No,
Oh.
And
that's
you take
double.
another 13 acid damage.
So 14 and 13.
Yeah.
I'm at.
You're
I'm-
0?
I'm knocked.
You're knocked.
Oh,
Really?
no.
This
Oh
mimic
my
I had
gosh.
27 left.
pumping
Gosh,
into your
dang.
blood.
I suddenly feel guilty
Um,
for joking about you making out with the mimic.
you can see the mimic is now making out with him. As
no.
this tongue
There's
wraps around its head
non-consensual.
boa constrictor style, and the chest begins to close around his skull.
Oh my
Jeepers.
gosh.
Your turn can start now.
All right.
Oh, sorry. There's another
Next
mimic.
one,
Oh,
yeah.
There's
yeah,
another
the
mimic.
one on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It could
Who
not
could've seen
pseudopod
that?
you before, so it's going to try again. You can see it has kind of this uncanny balance, and it's going to try and jump and then jump off the wall, trying to get a better angle at you.
my goodness.
And that is a 15 to hit.
Oh,
you're
it
still
misses.
you're still too
Oh,
strong.
thank goodness.
As it bounces off your armor, and you get to take your turn. No, you're unconscious. Roll a death saving
Our
throw.
first death save.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So I roll it. Is it just a straight up roll? No. modifier?
Yeah.
10 and higher
Yep.
is a success. A
Don't,
1 is
don't
2
tell
fails.
us what it is either.
So just pass fail. Yeah.
Pass fail, 10 or better.
Did-
Two more of those
Well, we
in
should
your-
decide. We should decide as a
Yeah.
group. Do
Yeah,
we
how do
want
we
this
wanna
to be
do it?
community death save, or what we could do is we could roll on the board so that you guys see?
Let's do that for the next one.
Okay.
We'll roll it on the board so that everybody
And then
can see.
should
Yeah.
we close
And
our
then we
eyes
don't
so
know.
the players don't
Oh,
know? But
I
everyone
Yeah,
know.
because
knows?
then we don't know whether or not we need to save you or
Oh,
not.
I see.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were saying don't tell me the number.
No,
I
don't
see
tell
what that
us.
matters.
Yeah,
No,
whether
let's
you
try it.
fail or not.
It makes
try
it
it.
more exciting.
Yeah.
We'll do that for the next one, unless Tyson gets back on his feet before then. Let's move from Tivo's turn to Darwin's.
Okay, I want to finish this thing off, so I'm gonna toll the dead this thing, so it needs to make
Okay.
a wisdom save.
Wisdom save is a 9.
Okay, that fails, which means it's injured, so that's 1d12. That's 7 necrotic damage.
You can see this thing starts to shudder. Again, this necrosis takes hold. There is an inch of life left in it, as every single one of its eyes but one fades into the rest of the flesh. That one eye stares at you, pumping like a heart.
Ew.
Stab it.
Okay, can I use my bonus action to Healing Word TiVo?
You can do
Woo! Okay,
Yeah.
what is Healing Word? A D4 plus Wisdom?
D20.
that. It is a D4.
Okay, so that is
It's a D100.
5 5 healing for you. You're
Tivo,
conscious.
you wake back up, drowning in acid saliva.
You
got it,
with a
man.
tap
Teeth
around.
around your
I am
head.
in like such a not good position right now. Okay. Oh, and my escape is absolutely not an option right now.
All right, Slip, whose name is not Flick. Your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna go with my other dagger and try and attack him. Nat 20.
There
Woo!
we go.
We
So-
need that.
We're gonna
I
double
needed that
all
so
of my
Double
my
sneak
rolls.
Sneak
attack?
attack, double the
Oh my
damage.
gosh!
dice.
All
Yeah, 'cause
right,
he's conscious now.
all right. So that's
Has 6 hit points
15. All right, and I kill it. Over 20 damage.
left. That'll do. That'll do.
Saves you.
Yeah.
As you stab into this thing, you can feel Tyson. There's a moment where cold steel starts flashing past your
Oh
skin
my
faces as Flick is just sushi chefing the life away from this mimic. The
Nice.
tongue, rather than uncurling from your neck, devolves into goo that you peel away from yourself, and you pull your skull out of the maw of this creature and breathe fresh, clean air for the first time in 20 seconds.
I'm gonna reach down and just like really casually be like, "Get up, brother," and like give him my hand, and, like pull him up.
Like just
Yeah.
like Blink Ball, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I ain't seen something that
Is that-
bad since
that
that
scene
beholder
from-
and the warden, yeah, and the chaos. So
the grasp and predator, the
Yeah.
muscle.
And that 20 definitely puts your companion back on his feet.
Woo!
As
Let's go.
the mimic gets to take its turn, trying one last
you
time
better commit suicide.
to knock out Darwin before the eye on the back of its head sees much easier prey.
Oh no.
Tyson,
Oh.
you get pulled to your feet, and then a mimic leaps at you from behind.
Enjoy.
It's not going to get advantage. And that's a 10 to hit.
It misses.
Nice. There we go.
Finally.
First
Your
time
sixth
ever.
sense kicks in as this mimic leaps away from you and into range right here.
Can I
that
get an
gives
attack
you
of
an
op-
attack of opportunity.
Let's
There
go.
we go.
Okay, I'm gonna use my warhammer. That's a 13.
Hits,
There we go.
Okay, for 8 damage, 8 bludgeoning.
and that kills.
Nice.
As this thing jumps away from you, you twist, and just like back in the good old days, your hammer follows the blink ball with perfect accuracy. It can't quite get away before the
Muscle.
body and the head of your hammer dig into the flesh and pop it like a what are those things called? Beach balls.
There you go.
And the spray of the
All over
semi-organic
Tebow.
flesh
Yeah.
just blasts. The Gatorade spray for the coaches
Okay.
as mimic chunks start to rain down around you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wipe my eyes off and just be like, dude, follow through. You gotta follow
I'm
through.
currently celebrating, and the crowd goes
It's
wild.
like your wrists were so loose. Hold it tight.
That was
This is
great.
You could get so much more playing time.
You can see now, as all 3 of these mimics have fully decombobulated, a single shining piece of platinum, where each of them had originally laid, sits on top of the pile. The rest has slowly disintegrated into
At
dust.
this
Diving
point,
on
I feel very
Diving on it.
now,
As you dive on it,
You dedicated.
it is a
it.
piece of platinum. A single platinum coin that is used in the ritual that created the mimic in the first place.
Oh,
I'm gonna
cool.
reach down to where I killed the mimic and
yeah,
pick up the
I'm
other
gonna
ones,
pat
yeah.
these guys on the back. I don't have a scratch on me. You guys deserve it.
I'm almost
Okay.
dead.
There are 3 pieces.
Oh wait, there's a
Yeah,
third.
I
there-
told
we
you.
killed
Keep
3
each of the
mimics,
mimics.
man.
No, there's only 2. There's just that one that he got. And the
I'll
one
pat
that
you
I
guys on
got.
the back, and then I'll notice the third piece. Oh, there you
I'll
go.
sleight of hand as a copper. Just kidding.
Just hit him with a hammer.
Let's go. Okay.
The sound of rushing water fills your ears. But we're going to take a break and get to that in just a minute.
Let's go.